we're a little bit late, but that's because Josh cooked me dinner and it was amazing, so I had to eat that real quick. But we're not that bad. Every single Tuesday night, I'm going to try to get in here and do a training. Josh has been working the business by my side. He's been always behind the scenes and everything, but I'm going to have you guys probably asking questions as we're going along. So he's got my computer pulled up, and he's going to be relaying some of those questions because I can't see my phone this far away. So if he sees something that he feels like he can chime in on or something that's really good and helpful, he's going to pop in as he watches it on the computer. So give everybody just a minute to get in here. Hey, Naomi. You guys asked really, really good questions. I have a couple of things on my mind already that I wanted to touch base on. So we are both totally clogged up with allergies and sounding pretty awful today. So bear with us. It's been quite an adventurous week trying to get feeling better. Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Sarah. But I'm not going to wait too long to get started, because I don't want to keep people waiting who jumped on here right away. So, first of all, I will just kind of do a very broad introduction of how to get your mindset in the right place, and then I'm going to go into some of these specific questions that you guys had. But basically, just keep in mind, like, what we do. My sister and I were talking about this the other day, is 3 things that we do is we service people. We service our customers, we connect with people, we are always constantly connecting and networking with other people. And then the 3rd thing we do is we are training leaders to become leaders. That's basically the gist of what we do. So if you guys ever feel like you are stepping outside of that box, then you're probably possibly getting your whole mindset in the wrong position. So get y'all's head back in the game of thinking that way. So first of all, let's talk about belief. Belief is a big deal, and you guys all know this, but whenever you truly, truly believe that this is the opportunity of a lifetime, that this is something that can help somebody come out of a position where they don't want to be anymore, maybe it's depressed, or maybe it's down on the dumps, maybe it's not having enough friends, things like that. If you don't have the belief for this business opportunity, for this culture to pull them out of it, then nobody else is going to believe you. So you guys always got to keep that in mind, is whatever you believe first off in your heart and what's like truly there, that's what's going to resonate in your business whenever you're speaking and talking to other people. And you guys also have to believe that you are going places in this business. This is not just a business where you're just going to get into and be stagnant. No, that's not the way that this goes. You are going to consistently be growing yourself, your team, your mindset, the way that you talk to people, the way that you do things in business. You're going to be growing every single day in this business. And you have to believe that you are going to be doing those things. You got to believe that you are going to hit those next goals. You have to believe that you're going to get yourself out of the financial situation that you're in. And if you don't believe those things, you guys are already in trouble. Your entire business and your entire team is probably in trouble. So you've got to get your mindset in the right exact place. Now, how do you do that? Because it does show. It shows no matter where you are, who you're talking to, what you're talking about. It all, oh man, I gotta see. Okay, I'm gonna have to hide this. Do you want your face in here?
Why?
Well, because he's got the computer pulled up and I can see myself.
Oh, that's what you wanted.
Yeah, I just don't want to see myself. But basically, who you are surrounding yourself around constantly is going to impact your belief system. So think about this. Who are you surrounding yourself around every single day, throughout the day? Think about this. Who are those people that you are listening to in your head? Is it some people who are negative? Is it some people who don't believe where they're going? Is it some people who honestly don't have bigger dreams than you? Because then you are in the wrong spot around those people. You've got to surround yourself around people on Facebook Live, okay, like other coaches on Facebook, Eric Worre on Facebook, Network Marketing Pro, like all of these things that you start putting yourself around and surrounding yourself around is going to impact your belief system inside. So you have to constantly be putting yourself around those things. Now, if I was married to a guy, which I don't have this problem, if I was married to somebody who didn't believe that this business was going to take off the way that it's going, I would struggle in my business because I'm around that person every single day. So actually, that's why Josh is here tonight, because he's a part of my belief system. Josh understands that this business is going places, and so it's easy for me to surround myself around him, and it's good for my business to put myself around him because he believes that we are going somewhere. He knows what this has happened. in the past. And if you guys have made $500 in your first, and if you've ever made more than $500, then just do the thumbs up button, okay? You guys are successful. Any single paycheck that you have created is a success. And so you guys should believe that you've been successful in the past, and you guys should believe that you're going to continue to be successful. So if you have to go back to very simple thinking and very simple successes in your business in order to get that belief system back, you can't compare yourself to somebody who's making $20,000 a month. You can't compare yourself who's been in the business for 2.5 years who is at the top. You can't compare yourself to somebody who blew up the first 3 months in the business. That's not you. It's not you. But you get to put yourself around those people that are going to better you, that are going to make you believe that you are going to be successful and that you have been successful. Now, if you haven't had success in the past, just remember this. You got to learn from those things. If you've never read the book Failing Forward, get the book. It's a really great book, and it talks about how you have to consistently and constantly be going through the ups and downs of this business and hitting those walls and overcoming them, so that way you can have your own belief. That way you can have your own story to tell. That way whenever your team goes through it, you can share that with them. So every single time you hit something and you guys are stuck, just remember that's something that you had to go through. You have to go through these failing forward events so that way you can better yourself and that your belief system is even more impactful and more powerful every time you share it with somebody else. Because that's what it takes to build a large organization. If you guys want a very big team, I hope that you guys are ready for that big team before it gets to you. Because if you don't have a belief system of the things that are possible in this business, then you guys are going to be struggling whenever your team comes to you for help. They're not going to be able to go to you because you're just going to not be able to impact them in the way that they need to be impacted. So the more and more that you guys go through all of these ups and downs in the business, the more and more you're going to be ready to help a larger organization. So while your organization is small, start practicing these things constantly. I hope you guys hit failures. I hope you guys hit walls. I hope you guys hit struggles, because your team's going to go through that, and you've got to be able to tell them you're going to get through it. You got to learn from this stuff. And every time people are learning things, they need to be writing it down and learning how to teach it to their team. If you have learned something in the past and not teaching it to anyone else, what good did it do you? Every single time you hit that wall, you've got to be able to extend that hand out and say, I've been there. I've done this, and this helped me. So this is the kind of stuff that's really, really going to help impact your business. And one thing for sure, quit making excuses. If you say that you're failing at this, and if you say you're in a rut, that's an excuse. That is absolutely not true, okay? Everybody is going to be going through these growing pains. Doesn't matter when you hit them or how you hit them or how hard that wall is. Everyone's going to hit big mountains and small mountains. But the thing is you need to be open-minded to saying that I don't know it all yet, but I will. I'm going to learn. And whenever you are closed-minded, saying that you are failing, giving yourself that excuse of an easy way out, that this wasn't for me, an easy way out saying this doesn't work for me, an easy way out saying I'm not good at recruiting or good at building a team, those are all excuses. So cut it out. You've got to be open-minded to learning as those curves come around in that road, because you've got to know the road, okay? So, anyway, do we have anything interesting popping up yet?
I just got it. Just
okay,
now,
okay, cool. So Josh is going to be able to watch some of the comments and stuff. If he sees something, he's going to pull it out and kind of touch base on it. But, okay, so one question that I had from you guys is how to connect to people. So one really good way for you guys to connect to people is in your day-to-day life. If you guys aren't connecting with people now, you're going to struggle with your business in the next 3 to 6 months. So if you haven't been connecting and networking with other people the past 3 months, your business might be stagnant right now. So you've got to start planting those seeds of learning how to meet new people and connect and everything like that. This is a business that you're going to have to learn to get good at that the longer you're in the business. Right now, I mean, wouldn't you guys think I've tapped out? Wouldn't you guys think 2.5 years after all of these people in my team, in my organization, wouldn't you think that I would have tapped out by now? No, I don't. I don't tap out because every single day I'm out and about, and I'm not spilling the Monet thing, but you know what? If anyone ever asks me what I do, I get the opportunity to share it with them. I get the opportunity to share my passion about what I do, and also the belief system that's already there, that's already embedded in me, is going to radiate out to them, and then I'm going to be able to have zero fault at feeling like I can't help someone else to be successful. because I've already been through the ups and downs. So whenever you are out and about and you guys are connecting with people, instead of throwing up Monate on them, listen to them first. Start asking them questions first. Ask them what they do. Ask them everything that you can, so that way you can get to know them before you start understanding what you're trying to give to them. Because people don't want to hear what you want to say. They want to hear what they want to hear. So think about that. If they get to talk about themselves, then you get the opportunity to see where they're at in their life and how you can fix some of the problems. And more than likely, sooner or later, they're going to tell you what they're struggling with in life. It might not be their hair, and it might not be their finances. It might not be, so many different things. But the second that they say something that you feel like you can help them with, you've got the solution for them right there. So that's something that you can learn as you are going along, networking and connecting to new people as you go along in your life. Okay, so every single day, just try to get out. Try to get out and go meet somebody new. And you know what? Business cards, I usually don't have business cards on me because I'm swapping out my purses constantly, or I'm just running in with my phone somewhere. But what I do have is my phone. I've got my social media. I've got my Facebook. Anytime I run into somebody out and about, and we kind of just like clicked just a little bit, maybe it was, I don't know, I'm a big dork. So maybe they just liked the fact that I was vulnerable and kind of goofy or something. Anytime that you connect with people, let's just tell them, let's connect on Facebook. Have them whip out their phone, find your name on their phone, on their Facebook, and then click follow me or add as a friend. And boom, you've just connected to those people out and about without a business card. If you give somebody your business card, they're not going to call you. They're not going to connect with you. No, but social media is something that they're going to pop onto whenever they're on their lunch break, or maybe at work, or maybe laying in bed before they go to bed. Their Facebook will pop up, and guess what? You're going to pop up, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I remember meeting that girl at this place at that time. So that's a way that I connect with people constantly, all the time. Waitresses, we were down in Destin, Florida, and this girl had some purple hair, and I complimented her on her hair, and I sat there and talked to her for 20 minutes. My husband went ahead and ordered the food for us because I was still yapping. But I didn't know how to connect with her in a way to where I could keep in contact with her if I didn't have Facebook. So I said, here, find me on Facebook, let me see your phone. So I found me, she added me as a friend, I went in and accepted it, and boom, we're connected on Facebook. Or I just sent myself a message from her Facebook, and that way we had a connection. So I do this all the time when I am out and about. I try to connect to people through my social media because they might not want to hear about Monate right then, but they will maybe want to hear about it later the more that I get to know them, because people don't care what you have to offer. People don't care what you know. The only thing that they care about is that you are a human being and that you are a person. They don't care about your opportunity until they know how much you care about them as a person. So make sure you're connecting with people. And that goes alongside of the fact that of hairstylists. A lot of people ask, how do I go get hairstylists? How do I go get hairstylists? How do I recruit hairstylists? Stop recruiting hairstylists. The second you look at them as a hairstylist, you're putting dollar signs in front of your face. You can't recruit hairstylists. You can connect people, and you might recruit people who just might happen to be a hairstylist, but you gotta look at them as a person first, not a hairstylist. Hairstylists do well in the business, yeah, because they got clientele there. But you know what? If you start looking at them as a hairstylist and a dollar sign, it's gonna go downhill from there, and they're not gonna listen to what you have to say. So just remember that. Don't go after the hairstylist. Go after those people. Try to help people change their life, and see what you can do to service those people in order to make them grow where they want to grow too. They might not want an extra job, okay, but they might need a good product, or something to fix their hair, or something to help their friend's hair grow back, or something. But figure out what their needs are first before you start telling them what your needs are. Yes, you need a recruit. Yes, you need a new market partner. That's always going to happen. But if you don't start targeting what they need first and trying to accommodate their needs first, they're not listening. They're completely closed off. They're not hearing you. So always build your relationships first. And on your Facebook, for advertising, for attraction marketing, your branding on Facebook, make sure that your Facebook is personal with people and relationship focus driven. If it is all about your business, if people are seeing Monate all over your Facebook, if your profile picture is Monate, I would honestly suggest that you change it away from Monate. It might be good for those few people who are actually looking for a Monat product, but I really, really do believe that you guys need to stick with like something that is a personalized profile picture. And also, all of your Facebook branding is branding. Like Josh's Instagram is all about his cars and his show cars, and he's got people following him constantly because of how high end his whole Instagram Instagram profile is. So he's got really, really good connections that way. People want to follow him because he posts the sweetest cars. His car is one of the nicest cars in the whole North America. So people follow him because he's got really nice stuff. So he's got something to offer that people like. So keep that in mind. Your branding on your Facebook is you as a person, the things that you like about yourself. And here's the thing, if you guys ain't got hobbies, I highly suggest you start going and getting hobbies. Because right now, if you don't have anything that's interesting going on in your life, you need to change that anyway. You've got to go out there and do things that you want to do. This Monat business is about doing the things that you've always wanted to do, where otherwise you couldn't have done it, behind the desk, behind a 9-to-5 job. So start doing those things you've always dreamed about doing. If you made an extra $500 a month, utilize that $500 to live the life that you've always dreamed of. So that way those people who are looking at your profile can say, oh, she seems really cool. She does all this stuff that I've always wanted to do. So make sure that you guys are branching out and doing these new things that you've always wanted to do. And that way those people who are not doing the things that you're doing can look at you and say, I want what she has. I want the kind of life that she has. I want to be able to travel like she travels. I want to be able to have the time freedom like she does. So make sure that you guys are using your attraction marketing like that. Okay. Always help people first. If you always help people first, the money will come later. Don't always be money driven. Don't ever be money driven, because people will feel that right here. The second that you put dollar signs in front of people, they get shut down. So make sure that you guys are always caring for your people first. That's why I say onboarding is so important. If you guys are not doing onboarding, that's a big no-no. That's a big no-no, okay? Onboarding is going to find out their why. If you know their why, then you can service them because you know exactly why they need this business, why they are working hard on this business. So that's really, really, really important that you guys help people first before you see a dollar sign ever. Yeah, your why is to make the income. Trust me, we all do this for the income. We're not doing it for free. We are doing this so we can provide for our family, so we can give back to other people, so we can live the life that we always wanted to have. We can have time freedom, we can do those hobbies, but you've got to make sure that you know those people's why, so that way you can always keep that in the forefront of your mind whenever you're speaking to them, because if it's not there, they are going to shut you down. And at closeout, the same thing is going to happen. If it's the last few days of the month and you guys are money driven to hit your goals and you're putting yourself first before your downline who needs to hit MMP so you can hit director, you are going to hurt that MMP. You've got to make sure that that MMP wants MMP. If they don't want MMP, then just leave them there. I mean, honestly, you can only lead a horse to water. You can't force them to drink. But what you can do is say, okay, you wanted to make $500 a month. You've already gotten, let's say, a couple of VIPs. If you get MMP, that's a $150 bonus. Start talking to them in that manner. Show them that they want this, and you can show them how to achieve those goals by achieving yours at the same time. So always lead with your heart first, with their needs and wants first. Okay, so sealing the deal, closing. Closing is one of the hardest things that a lot of you guys have trouble with. Closing is, just forget the word closing. Stop closing people. You don't close the sale. No, wait. You close the sale. You open the business. You guys are not salespeople. Yeah, okay, if you want to get customers all day long, that's perfectly fine. But you guys are opening businesses. You guys are entrepreneurs. You guys are literally opening up a whole business with a person. So whenever you are going through, let's say, the Meet Monat Lives or the Meet Monates or the Wine and Washes or the Dare to Succeed, anytime you go through this process with them and you get to the very end, close your mouth and listen. Because what you need is for them to tell you their obligations, so that way you can get over those obligations. The second you get a no, you can get over that and get the yes. So you've got to hear what their concerns are. So let them voice their concerns and then start opening them. You don't close anybody. You don't close any market partners. You open them up. If you open them up, then you are open for business. You want to open them up for business. So what you do, and write this down if you need to, you start onboarding them right away. If they are on board and you can kind of feel that they are hesitant, but maybe just they want it, you can kind of sense that they want it, but they're a little scared, start opening them up. Start going through that onboarding process. Just say, well, okay, well, what is your why? Like, what would possibly intrigue you to do this business? And start thinking about like how much time that you would need to commit to this business, because if you saw how little time I spent with you, that's all it took. And if you guys are chasing down these people, banging down their doors and stuff, you know, then they're going to see that they're going to see that it takes a lot longer to get market partners. So if you show them a very simple way, anytime someone asks me about Monate, I say, do you want more information on the product or the business, or both? And if they say both, I send them straight to the Meet Monate Live. I'm like, okay, well, here's the deal. If you're interested in both, you're interested in the business, so I'm going to start training you right now. This is how I show everybody the opportunity. There's a bullet point that covers all the highlights of the company, and it's in this Meet Monate Live event. And you guys probably have been in the Meet Monate Live events. I send them to that video. I let them watch it for 20 minutes, and then after they get done, I want to hear what they have to say. And then after that, I start onboarding them. And after I find out their why and how much time, I go straight into the contact list. The contact list is going to get them saying, oh yeah, I do know so-and-so. Oh yeah. Oh, she needs the product. Oh man, she could really benefit from this business. Oh, I know so-and-so who needs money. Start going right into their contact list. Have them start writing it down, and boom, because the second they make that decision, they are in. It's not whenever they sign the dotted line and click enter that they are signed up. It's whenever they make that decision up here, they are in. So go ahead and start training them on how to do the business, because people will do the business the way that they were exposed to the business. So make sure that you guys are teaching your people whenever you're signing them up how they need to be signing up people. Don't close the deal. Open the deal. So that should help you guys with that. And just go for it. Just go for it. Don't be afraid. Come on, they came to you asking for the opportunity. So don't be afraid to just say, okay, let's get you going. When can you sign up? How is your finances? Do you have enough money to sign up? Find out what their obligations are, because if they don't have the money now, what's going to change if they don't change their situation? If you need to wait 2 weeks for them to get paid, if you need to wait 6 weeks for them to get paid, help map them out for that. Help them, okay? You are here to help them. And the second you start helping them in that situation, they know that you're going to help them all along the way, all the way for them to do the business with you. So think about that. Instead of closing people, open them. You close sales. You open businesses. So remember that. Every single day is a volunteer army. Every single person in your business is a volunteer army. Just remember that. So if you guys are begging them to join, you're going to be begging them to work the business tomorrow. That's always a rule of thumb. So remember that you've got to show that your business is attractive and simple, so that way your people who are already in your business can duplicate what you do and make it easy for them. If you guys are looking really stressed out in your business, then the rest of your team will do the same thing. So you want to constantly attract your people by finding out how you can service their needs. Okay, you need to make $200. Okay, get a $5.99 pack sold. That's all you need to do. Okay. Just remember this. For those of you guys who are sampling and not getting responses from sampling, a sample is not a relationship. Simple as that. A sample is not a relationship. They will buy from you if they have a relationship with you, not because you gave them some free product. There's a lot of freeloaders out there that just want to try your product just to see what the whole whip is about. You guys need to be asking them a lot of questions and finding out why they even want to try the sample in the first place before you even offer to give it to them. And then you also need to start figuring out, are they interested in just the product or the business? And then go straight back into that spiel that I said. Because you just need a relationship with your people. Okay, so make sure that you have a back and forth conversation. And if you are spilling the Monate guts all over them, if your message is really long explaining what Monate is, don't do that. Space it out really small. Maybe 1 to 2 sentences. It's really simple. Trying to figure out what they want to hear before you start spilling the beans. Do we have any good questions?
Greta wants to know about spamming.
Spamming. Thank you, Greta. Oh my gosh. Spamming is a big No, no. Spamming will ruin your business and the entire company's reputation, so please just don't. Please don't spam people. I have gotten messages from people on my team asking me if I want information on Monat. So I know y'all are doing it. I know somebody's out there spamming. No, I don't want to sign up under you, okay? I'm already in the business. I'm already doing great. But just remember, take your time with your people, private message them, and get to know them first. Find out what they do, okay? So you guys just don't spam. Please, please do not spam. Do not go through Facebook or Instant Messenger and saying, hi, I just started a new business opportunity. Have you ever heard of Monat? No. Get to know them first on Facebook, okay? And if you want them to feel like they know you, get on live videos and start showing them your family. Start doing things. It doesn't have to be Monat, but show them something that's interesting in your life. And if you don't have anything interesting in your life, then I would start there and work on things that are interesting in your life. Getting my Jeep was a really good thing for me. I know you guys all can't go out to afford Jeeps right now, or maybe you can, but you just don't want to. But the Jeep factor really did help me break the ice with a lot of other people who had Jeeps. I mean, they were like, I got a lot of friends out of that. I was in Jeep clubs and everything. So start being interesting by doing the things that you want to be a part of right now, so that way you can have interests and things in common with other people. That was a good one. Okay. A sustainable business, daily, weekly tasks. So my daily and weekly tasks are a lot different today than they were whenever I first started up. When I first started up, my weekly tasks and my daily tasks were find as many people as I possibly could before they were signing up underneath somebody else, because I knew this business would fly with or without me. So I got a hold of my contact list and got a hold of those people who I didn't want to feel like leave them out, basically. Now, guess what I'm doing most of the time? The same thing. I'm getting a hold of Josh's contact list. I'm getting a hold of Josh's friends. Josh is constantly running into people all the time, and he's like, hey, you need to get a hold of this girl. Hey, you need to get a hold of this dude because his wife could do it. I mean, you guys, I'm still doing those things, because the second that I stop trying to help other people change their lives who haven't heard about Monat is the second that my entire organization will do the same thing. Everything that you do, your team will duplicate. So if you stop recruiting, your team will stop recruiting. If you stop rank advancing, your team will stop rank advancing. If you stop getting VIPs, your team will stop getting VIPs. So stay in the trenches and continuously work your own business. I mean, it's not required for you guys to train your teams every day of the week, okay? Yes, the best trained teams win, but make it simple and don't be a broken record. Show that you have value whenever you do go on a training, and hit it right on the spot. If you had an aha moment, share it very simply. Don't drag it out. Be very simple and to the point, because too much training can lead to your team doing too much training. There's never too much recruiting and onboarding and Dare to Succeed presentations. There's never ever going to be too much of that, but there can be too much training. And here's the one thing: if you guys are reading a book, let's say, if I hear people say, I've read this book over and over and over and over again, I don't care how many times you read it. I want to see how many times you applied it. I want to see how many times you taught it. I want to see how many times you were showing by example the things that you learned in that book, because that's the stuff that's going to make you money. It doesn't matter how much crap you can pack into your head. It's how many actions that you can do that actually show results. So if you guys are reading a book, apply it. Take your time with one book and apply it and practice it. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to feel weird. Yeah, I do it all the time. That's why I just deal with being weird. Go ahead and start applying those books and those things that you are learning, and get uncomfortable until it gets comfortable, and then go to the next book. So just make sure you guys are applying those things. So basically, Sarah asked this question: how do I grow a massive organization, and what are the daily business building habits of a #1 income earner? Okay, this is where I come to think of the book Darren Hardy wrote, and it's called The Compound Effect. The Compound Effect is a book that talks about, all of these things that you do long term, all these habits that you build long term that actually create your business. So it is your mindset, it is your actions that you're doing every single day. If you're doing maybe Zoom calls to help someone else do the Dare to Succeed, yes, that's third-party credibility. That's something that will help. But you got to make sure that you are doing the do yourself. So some of the things that I do myself are definitely dig into personal development and do what I just told you guys to do, is actually applying those books that I'm reading. The second thing I do is I'm connecting with people. I'm connecting constantly with new people. And if they're on my team, I don't need to connect with them unless they come to me needing help, because they should have a leader that's already doing the do. If I'm overstepping all my leader's boundaries, then that actually takes away from my leader's opportunity to lead. So I don't actually go through my downline and try to find new people to work with. No, I go outside and I try to find somebody who hasn't heard of Monate. That's who I'm going to work with, because the second I stop doing that, the rest of my team is going to stop too. So that's what actually I do every single day, is I'm trying to connect with new people. I'm trying to live my life and regulate my not basically multitasking. If I'm with my family, I'm with my family. If I'm doing Monate, I am doing Monate. I'm doing those things that are effective. And then I connect with those. If I'm with my family and I run into somebody and talks about Monate, I try to connect with them later, because sometimes it's not appropriate to talk about Monate right then. But you guys have got to make sure that you are plugging in constantly. I'm always trying to dig into personal development and applying it. Team trainings, you guys see it right here. I've got a lot of videos already that you guys can go through and tag other people in, so that way I don't have to reinvent the wheel and everything. So my training is slimmed way down, and my example is way up. I am on a recruiting spree right now, and that's just something that I've been working on. I have been planting a ton of seeds, and now I'm trying to get those all to roost. And then another thing I'm doing is mapping my team out, making sure that they know what they need to hit those next ranks, so that way they could be successful. So mapping out is something that's really, really simple. Basically, you go and you see what numbers they have and what activities are going on with their team below them, and how close this person needs to hit this rank, how close this person is to this rank. Well, okay, if we get those two people to connect to hit this rank, then how much does that give this person? Okay, well that means she's closer to the next rank. That's mapping out, starting at the bottom and working your way up the tree. And it's not a tree sometimes. Sometimes it's more like this. You've got less people at the bottom and you've got a lot of VIPs up at the top. And that's a good thing to have. If you guys are doing really well at getting VIP customers and not doing really well at getting market partners, I want to tell you right now that I'm extremely proud of you. Getting VIP customers is what you want to be promoting most of all, more than market partners. VIP customers is your residual income. Market partners, you know, that's great, but most of the time those VIP customers will convert to market partners. So don't get down and discouraged on yourself if that's you. Okay, anything else?
There's a lot of people that want a list of books. Like, just to name a couple.
Okay.
John Maxwell, Jim Rohn.
Yeah, those are good. John Maxwell has one that's called How Successful People Lead. And then there's a new one. I've talked about this one before. I'm in the middle of reading this one right now. How Successful People Think. If you guys can see it. The 4 Color Personalities of MLM is one of my favorites. It's by Big Al Schreider, I think. And then GoPro by Eric Worre. Darren Hardy, Compound Effect. Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. That one talks about the things that you do day to day that actually is good, and how to tackle those really important tasks first. And then my all-time favorite is How to Win Friends and Influence People, because if you can't win friends and influence people, then you can't recruit very well. So, and it's a long book. You guys, that's a really, really long book. Take your time and read it and go through it. It was written in the 30s and it still stands true today, but it's one of the best books ever. It'll teach you how to win arguments without actually fighting. It'll teach you how to get people to come to you. It'll teach you how to listen to other people better. It will also teach you how to have value for other people, so that way they come to you. And it's just like attraction marketing, but it's written way back in the day, and it's as old as dirt. I mean, it's such a good book. You guys have got to be reading that book. If you are having trouble recruiting, read that one. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Then another really good one is Icebreakers. I love that one too, because it talks about how to break the ice with people to get them to kind of get them to like you a little bit. Okay, anything else? Dale Carnegie. Yes. Okay. Someone asked me what to study whenever you first come in. I'll tell you right now what to study when you first come in. You need to study the Dare to Succeed. You need to study onboarding. That's about it. You do not need to be going into the scientific facts about the product. I still cannot tell you what Procataline and Crotosorb do. Okay? I might wing it every now and then, but that's because I'm guessing. Trust me. I don't know the scientific facts, and I am still making the money that I'm making. I'm still running an organization the way I am. I don't know everything about it all. Okay, you guys, don't know it all. What you need to know is those facts and onboarding that's going to get you to be successful. Because the second you start overcomplicating it, your entire business will slow down. Trust me. I know you guys want to know everything right away. But ask as you hit those roadblocks. If you're recruiting someone and they've got a question, ask your upline. I mean, don't find everything out right now. Einstein was a genius. He could only retain 10% of information that he heard at one time. So if you guys think that if I compile all this knowledge into your head that I have learned over the past 2.5 years, I'm going to be wasting my time and your time. What you need to do is learn in little increments as you're going along in this business. So that way you can obtain and actually learn and put it up here in your little Rolodex of information as you need it. Because you will not learn it until you run into that wall and then have an aha moment of how to fix it or what the answer was or something like that. So make sure you guys are just doing it. Just go out and do the do. Just go out there and find it out along the way, okay? It's just like marriage. You don't know how to run a marriage until you get into it. You start running into issues and you're like, well, I didn't know this would happen. You know, you learn as you go. If I would have known everything I've known in the past 10 years, you think that I would have, like, just... it just doesn't happen. You guys learn as you go along. You grow into your business just like you grow with the people that you're around. So
I want to say something. Rebecca had a good comment. Don't make, if you don't know, if someone asks you what the procalcitonin is or whatever, any ingredient, and you don't know it, don't make something up. Like pull something out of your rear. That will come back to bite you.
Yep. So. Go straight to the source. Go straight to the facts.
If they have to know, if they won't leave it alone, tell them that you'll find out and get back to them.
That's perfect. Yep. And they actually, if the more that you guys show them, oh, that's a good question. Let me find that out later. The more that you do that, the more that those people who are interested in the business will say, oh, so she's still doing this and she doesn't know it all. You guys, they don't care that you don't know it all. The only thing they care about is the fact that you're going to find the answer for them. Okay? That's it. That was a good one. I'm glad that you brought that up, too, because a lot of people do make things up, and then we have to go back. If you guys don't know an answer on any of the team pages, too, just leave it. Just leave it, okay? Okay. Oh. And then also what you guys will study as you learn is you will learn the products as you use them. Start a portfolio, which is before and after pictures. Every single person who uses your shampoo or every wash party you do, make sure you're taking before and after photos. And then just use the products. That's why they say get the product packs, because then you get to use a little bit of all of them. So that's super important. You'll just learn as you go along. Okay, so if you ever feel like you're in a slump, my answer to that is go get new blood. Go get somebody that will inspire you all over again, and you start getting them dreaming big by saying the what if factor. Like, what if this can happen? What if that can happen? Anytime that I have been, just like unmotivated and uninspired, I go recruit somebody new. That's as simple as it is, because you can't raise the dead. If someone on your team is not working it, or maybe your leaders are just emerging and you don't need to be there anymore, go get somebody new. This is your job. You guys are in network marketing, so you gotta network with people, not just your team. You gotta network with new people. That's your title. If you're not comfortable with that, then there you go. That's your comfort zone that you're gonna have to start changing. Start getting uncomfortable with that. I guess. Oh, advertising on Facebook. That was something that was in the procedure or policies and procedures. You guys are not allowed to sell product on Facebook and on Amazon and on eBay. So that's a big no-no. It doesn't mean that you can't promote your business, okay? And you guys do need to be careful about promoting your business on Facebook, because you can get shut down. But you can definitely promote yourself and you have a business. So remember it that way, okay? So whenever there's flash sales and stuff like that, yeah, I mean, that's perfectly fine. But you can't like grab a bottle of shampoo and say, hey, I'm selling this off my shelf for $35. You can't do that. That's what it meant by that. So I think some people were confused, so I wanted to clarify that. Not allowed to sell on Amazon, not allowed to sell on eBay. And if you guys do ever get caught on there, they terminate your account right away. So sometime every now and then you guys will see that, you know, it's on Amazon or whatever. Turn that straight over to compliance because they will knock it out right away. It's like whack-a-mole. They're terminating accounts left and right. And actually, we've got hardly any product over there. And other companies, yeah, they're flooded. So you guys should be super grateful that we have an attorney who goes after them, and we have a whole team that actually targets just that. That's what they do, is knock those off of the thing. They're actually, they have communication with the people who run Amazon and everything, so they know that they're not allowed to do it. Okay, so the last thing that I'll leave you guys with, unless if Josh sees something really good over there, some of your guys' comments or questions.
Quite a few people had questions about giveaways.
Giveaways? Yeah, okay, so in your team page, you can do giveaways. You can give incentives for rank advancements and stuff like that, but you are not allowed to say, hey, join my team and I will give you such and such. Join my team and I'll give you $100 off. That's a big no-no. Don't start it, don't promote it, don't encourage it, don't do it. Don't do it. It's just bad. It's bad. I was a part of an organization in a company once where literally we were giving back our product pack bonuses. That's a no-no. Don't ever give back your bonuses because you were teaching your team to give away their money too. You guys are here to earn money. You guys are here to show your new people that whenever they earn money, it's theirs. You guys don't ever entice people with free things if they sign up. It's a big no-no. It's unfair and it's not classy. So make sure that you guys just aren't doing that. And a lot of people don't know it. So now you know. Just you're not allowed to do free giveaways for stuff like that. Anything else? Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to tell you guys is if you're not setting smart goals, you are doing yourself a disservice and you won't go anywhere. Trust me. You need to be setting actual, literal goals with legit dates written down. Okay? If you want to hit director, I do not want to hear you claim you will hit director this summer. I will hit director this fall. No, put a day down. August 31st, September 31st, whatever that day is, set a date. If you guys want to earn X amount of dollars, put a date and an X amount of dollars there. If you guys don't have actual literal goals, then you won't get it. Trust me, I have experienced this and I've seen it, and all the top leaders told me the same thing. In fact, Stuart talked about it on stage. You have to make sure that you are setting literal things. And the reason why is because whenever you say, I want to make $10,000 a month by July 31st, whenever you actually claim that and write it down, you're going to start putting together the puzzle pieces of, okay, how am I going to do this? And you're going to start figuring it all out, and then you're going to find the way. Okay, so claim your goals, make sure you write them down. Don't let that ever pass you by. Every single month you need to be writing a new goal down. So we are actually finalizing this month tomorrow. I hope you guys had an actual goal of what you wanted to hit. How much sales, how wide you wanted to be, how many MMPs did you bust? That's actually a really good question. You should never be like, okay, yeah, celebrating your downline sales is a great success. But actually, to keep you in check, make sure that you are counting how many MMPs and market partners that you brought in and that you helped get to MMP. If you guys are always wondering if you are going into management mode, check yourself that way. You can tell if you have new market partners or if you have MMPs busted in your front line. That's something that you guys should always be striving for. So that should help. Make sure you guys are helping your people rank up by the end of the month. Write down your goals, map people out, do whatever it takes to help them, but take care of yourself first. Take care of yourself first and then take care of your team. And always constantly reach down all the way and make sure that someone is not being left out somewhere. because you just never know what someone's going through. So they might need you to reach out to them, honestly, and just light a fire under their butt. Just tell them you're there for them. You know, don't do all the work for them, but you can definitely stand by their side and help them. Is there anything else, babe?
There was quite a few, but I can't scroll down.
Oh. Wait.
Huh?
Is there anything else that's good?
I can't scroll down. Like, look. But there was one that said, is it okay to do drawings at, I think it was Rebecca, maybe. Is it okay to do drawings at wine and washes for free product?
Yeah. I do it because sometimes it'll get people in the door. And if you guys are kind of struggling, you know, getting people to your wash parties, but here's the thing, don't give away too much, because let's say I brought a guest to Anne's party, and then Anne did a drawing for an oil, and the lady I was hoping to be my VIP won the oil. Is she going to order an oil now? No. So Anne just cut me out of possibly having somebody. So keep that in mind. If you give away the product, they're not ordering that product, and then you guys are going to lose out. What I do, however, is say, if you order tonight, I'll put you in a drawing. Try it that way, and that way it's an incentive to get people to order. So that's kind of helped me, because I've learned the hard way. One time I gave away like $200 worth of product, and my downline was the one who brought the guests, and she was like, well, crap, now she won't order. So I've learned by that. Is that it?
No. I mean, it's not it, but that, yeah, don't call them parties. Somebody said that.
Oh yeah, your meat monates, wine and washes. Some of them call them parties. Okay, is there anything else? Goodie bags are great. Yeah, I mean, that's why we have the samples, right? Is to give away goodie bags for our guests, because you never want to like pressure them to order that night if they need to go home and talk to their spouse about it or something. So if that ever happens, you send them home with some product.
I did see one that she said that she's struggling getting started, and she works 40 plus hours a week in a doctor's office, and she was wondering if she could sell it to some clients that are in the doctor's office. So I would think so, as long as it's not going to get you in trouble at your job. But
yeah, absolutely. In fact, I remember Jessica Snowden, whenever she first started, she was running into the bathroom to make phone calls. She was always in the bathroom making phone calls or texting people back and stuff like that. So that's where you really want to make sure that you're just fitting it in the nooks and crannies of your life. And that's why I tell people utilize the Meet Monate live event every Monday night, because those presentations are anywhere from 20 minutes to 40 minutes long, and it answers almost every question that anybody can have. So if you guys just tag them in it, that frees you up for 20 to 40 minutes, and it gives them all the explanations and everything like that. And then the onboarding video, that frees you up too. So the only thing that you really need to be working on in your little nooks and crannies is connecting and networking with people, because the rest is pretty simple, you know, and if it's not simple, then it's not going to go very far. So make sure that you guys are keeping it really, really simple. What are you laughing at?
she ran her business from the bathroom in her doctor's office.
Yeah.
Can they still claim via free shipping for VIPs?
Yes, VIPs do get free shipping. As long as it's $84 worth and on a flex ship. If they just go in and place an order, it's not going to be free shipping.
These comments are
Flying so fast.
Yeah, I can't even keep up. I have to remember them. We need to figure this out next time.
I think if you click on the video, you'll have the comments on the right.
It takes forever.
It does.
We're like 5 minutes behind.
Okay, well, anyway. Okay, well, I hope that helps you guys. I was on here for about 45 minutes. So, I'll be back on here next Tuesday, too, to kind of help answer any more questions and maybe just help give some more enticing. Or I might have someone else get on here if I'm taken up or too busy. I am going to have my other leaders getting on here and helping, so that way you guys are not just hearing from me. But, thank you guys so much for getting on. It was fun. Anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
I haven't been watching. We're good.
Okay, well, you guys just rock it out. We've got 24 hours left. 25 hours left at the end of the month, so just do whatever it takes to hit your goals, and don't give up, because so much happens in that last day, in that very, very last day. So go after it. Just put your head down and go to work. And I'm going to get off here so you guys can do that, or maybe get some sleep, whatever you need to do. But thank you guys for being so amazing. Thanks, Lena. All right, we'll see you guys later.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.